Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. This is Monday, February 2nd, 2026, and the time is 7 p.m. And before we get started, I'd like to invite Pastor Joe Horner up for our prayer, please.
Shall we stand? So as the Honorable Karen said, I'm Pastor Joe Horner of Centerbrook Church, and I am honored to be here today to open this meeting in prayer. So if you would bow with me, please. Heavenly Father, we gather here today with grateful hearts for the opportunity in this way to be part and to serve our community. Grant wisdom to be expressed throughout the meeting, in every decision that is made, and may it be made in fairness and with just measure. If there be a disagreement, may it be handled with respect. And may every action be guided by integrity. May we work together in unity for the betterment of the township and for the common good, without regard for personal interest. Protect and guide our residents, Lord, and I pray your richest blessing and prosperity upon them this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. All right, go ahead and stay standing. I will officially call this meeting to order, and Rich, will you please take the...
Yep. Ms. Potterbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Kramer?
Here.
Mr. Stephanie?
I didn't hear what she
Please
said.
join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, this is really exciting. I haven't seen a crowd like this, so I think...
Speedwire Farms.
Well, yes, and Speedwire Farms, that's probably true. But this is a fun crowd, so we will have Fred Kramer read a resolution here, but we are here to honor Officer, soon-to-be Sergeant Craig Black, and thank you, everyone, for being here.
So, Sugar Creek Township Resolution Number 2026.02.02.01 in regards promotion of full-time Police Sergeant Craig Black. Whereas, the continuing needs exist to maintain a proper staffing within Sugar Creek Township Police Department, and whereas a vacancy exists within the classification of full-time Police Sergeant, and whereas the vacancy was posted initially for applicants in accordance with township policy and current labor contracts, and whereas the assessment center was conducted with these applicants, which included the testing of basic exercises and review board, and whereas all applicants tested, interviewed, and scored well during the process, and Chief Mike Brown has recommended the appointment and for this candidate, and whereas Officer Craig Black was appointed a full-time police officer with the Sugar Creek Township Police on July 12th of 2006, and whereas Chief Black has shown himself to be a dedicated employee, and whereas Officer Black meets all the requirements for this promotion and accepts responsibility for the position. Now, therefore, may it be resolved, full-time police officer Craig Black shall be promoted to full-time police sergeant for the police department effective February 2nd, 2026 at the rate of $47.67 an hour, payable per bi-weekly basis and subject to 1-year probationary period ending February 2nd, 2027. Chief Brown, would you like to come up here and make the promotion?
I will second that, but I will note that the resolution does not say chief. I'm sorry.
You gotta take the roll.
Yeah.
You said
Second?
chief at one point. Yes, I seconded, yes.
Ms. Potterbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Mr. Stephanie?
Yes.
This is a huge event. We really
I'm
appreciate
going to
it.
sign this and then you sign this.
Craig, glad to have you. On this date, you are hereby appointed to serve as a police sergeant in Sugar Creek Township Police Department pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 505.49. As such, please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Craig Black,
Have been appointed to the office
have been appointed to the office
of police sergeant.
of police sergeant.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States,
to support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and will faithfully discharge the duties
and will faithfully discharge the duties
of said office
of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
While he's signing the papers to make it official, I do have a question, since we have so many friends and family here. So we've discussed as a board before, should we have cake at these events, or are you always pretty much ready to go?
Before you answer, we don't have cake tonight.
But in the future, because we've talked about should we or shouldn't we? So by a show of hands, who would like to see cake? Okay, all right, the family, okay, the chief.
Got a blue one?
Firefighter said yes.
Several, okay, I saw that. Okay, anyone that does not want to see cake, it just wants to go afterwards. Okay, I think the cakes have it. We need to look at that. All right, thank you.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
All right, any friends and family? Let's do friends and family first. Come on up, and then next we'll bring up the fellow officers and sergeants.
Get out of your way. How are you?
Kara.
Yeah, I'm coming. Very awesome.
Straight in, Jim.
I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, Dad.
Dad's got that.
Well, they do, don't No denying
Any photos? With any?
All right. So, yeah. So you gotta be centered on the Sugar Creek logo, so come on up.
All right, ready? On 3. 1, I'm gonna get close again. 2, 3. Thank you.
All right, let's bring up any other staff, friends, people that want to just come up and be in a picture too. In fact, that could be the whole room if you'd like, so come on up.
You may want to pass these around.
Oh, thank you. There's a pay raise in that. You support it. No work tonight, I'm gonna work in the morning, so.
Wait.
Like what? We're not.
Do you want it this way or this way? Ready? All right, I got 3. Congrats, buddy.
You're back in.
I'm back in.
Think of the same arbor.
I taught him how to do that.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Wait, you gotta have these guys.
All right, ready, on three. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
And thank you all for coming. I really mean a lot to me.
The school's here too, and can we do?
Hey, Mike.
Did you get Mike? Come on up with
Mike
us,
and
Mike.
Steve.
All right, anybody, yes.
Steve, come on. Come on back. You're all dressed up, you got nowhere to go.
Anyone else that's not been in another photo, come on up. Let's
Ready, on three. 1, 2, 3. That's a great picture. There you go.
That's right.
Sergeant Black. Thank you. So you guys go through. I love this office. This feels very efficient.
Is Daniel Rogers here? He's not? He's not. Okay, gotcha. All right. He will be our new SRO at the school, so I was going to introduce him to everyone if he was here, but I guess he's not, so in Florida. Okay. All right. Anyone that was here just for Sergeant Black, you're welcome to go if you'd like. So thank you for being here.
Give him a few minutes here.
Yes.
So Kara, I'm going to call Janet Bly and all those folks, and I'm going to ask them, we don't need their signature, just their name on here, is that correct?
I'm not sure if the commissioners required signatures or just the name.
No. On
For the mailing.
Oh, the mailer. No.
mailing?
Yeah, if they could just put the name.
have a lot of white words. Okay.
All right. Okay. Signature.
These need yours. They all know Bruce.
Thanks, Lou. Okay, we are good.
All right, we'll get back to our meeting now, so thank you, everyone, for staying. So according to the survey, people would like to have cake, so can we make that happen in the future?
According to the survey.
Next sergeant promotion, we'll have cake.
Next sergeant promotion, okay,
That
but
was pretty limited.
we'll talk, okay.
Yep,
All right, we'll move on to our report. So we'll start with the administrator report.
I have nothing further to add.
All right, no surprises there. Any questions for Barry?
No, I thought it was good that we were all there at the meeting on the, we call it the I-675 meeting, but it was the I-75,
I-70.
I-70,
I-70,
I-75
75.
meeting, where they did the update on where we are on the 675 project. And I think us having a copy of those slides
We do
gives
need the
us
slides, yes.
a picture of where we are and what the timetables are.
The good news about that was Stephanie Goff, our county engineer, was there also, so we were able to have some productive conversations, too. So that was a really great meeting. All right, we'll move on to zoning.
I'll just note
Report.
that the Ober case will not be considered in February. They are still working on that traffic impact study. Engineer's office has not completed their review of it. I'm not even sure that it's been fully submitted. And then regional planning would need to consider and give a recommendation to the zoning commission. I think that Ober is hoping for a March meeting, but I'm just not sure. I know that Deandra, the executive director of regional planning, left. And I don't know that they've filled her position yet, so it may be difficult for things to happen quickly there. I'm sure they'll accommodate as best they can, but I think he was hoping for something super quick, and that's probably difficult with new staff.
I do know the executive committee voted on a new director, but I don't know if it's official yet, so I won't say anything further about that, but it's in the works. It's working. All righty.
And that's the only thing I had to add.
Okay. And I know Stephanie Goff was meeting with George Ober, too, so I know things are in the works.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will get that moving soon. All right, any questions for Kara?
Nope.
Easy tonight. Okay, fiscal officer.
Yeah, just a couple things. We closed out the books for 2025 last week. Dee was working out of typically 2 sets of books until that point, so she closed those out last week. And then we have a few reports that are due by the end of February. We ought to have those wrapped up in the next week or two, so that'll kind of finalize 2025. Permanent appropriations will be due in April, so it gives us a few months to work through temporary appropriations to see if there's any adjustments. And then I'll have a few comments when we get down to consent agenda items on the transfer. Item looks like it's F. D and F.
Enough.
Okay. All right, any questions for Rich? All right, well, we're looking forward to the training session, so thank you for agreeing to do that. All right, we'll move on to fire. Anything, Chief?
We're still having issues with one of our rooftop units, one over the office area. So we got them out Friday and again this morning. It was 54 degrees in the office this morning, so we'll,
That is chilly.
One of the new ones?
we'll hopefully, they're frustrated, Viking is frustrated as well. They're working hard to resolve it, but I'm sure they will. And the UTV is ready to respond once we get all the personnel trained on it.
Okay, that is great. I'm actually glad that Detective Stayer is still here, but we have a letter from her, and I wanted to read that and then make a proposal here. But it is addressed, Dear Chief Buffenbarger, I am writing this letter in reference to you about one of your employees, Mike Neal. When I came to work on Monday, 1/26/2026, for Public Safety Building's parking lot was still a mess due to the previous day's snowstorm. Although I know the road department was extremely busy, our parking lot could still have used some attention. That afternoon, I saw Mr. Neal in his personal car with an attached snowplow cleaning up the front part of our parking lot. He cleaned off the front parking spaces with our police employees and public park. I mentioned to Sergeant Deckard, and he advised me that Mr. Neal came in on Sunday, 1/25/2026, at around 07:30 hours just to clear off the fire apron. The fire apron had not been touched for several hours, and with the amount of snow that had accumulated, it was a mess. Mr. Neal responded in his personal car with the attached snow blade and plowed the first apron. While he was finished, it appeared he left for the day. I do not believe he was working that day at the fire department. I realized there were firefighters on duty who were using a snowblower at the entrances, as well as our police officers that were shoveling our Sallyport entrance and rear door entrance. However, they were on the clock. I do not believe Mr. Neal was on the clock when he came in on Sunday just to do the fire apron. I want to make sure this was brought to your attention, that he stayed above and beyond for the good of our departments. Mr. Neal is an example of an employee who selflessly steps up to allow the township to be successful in serving the community. I do not want those deeds to be overlooked or taken for granted. I would like to recommend Mike Neal for the township's Customer Service Award. Respectfully, Detective Leslie Stayer. So thank you for that. And I would like to make a motion that we do accept him for the Customer Service Award.
I second that.
Okay.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Mrs. DeStefani?
Yes.
Ms. Potabra?
Yes.
All right, thank you for sending us that letter, and, well, I guess sending the chief the letter, and thank you for forwarding it, but we always like to hear the good news stories, that people step up and go above and beyond with what they have to do. And I know we'll get to road services, but I know you were out personally plowing as well, so we were maxed out. So you want to talk a little bit about that, Barry, as far as
I still
keeping the
can't
roads
sleep.
plowed? Okay.
It was a big event.
was.
A lot of work. We missed some things that we're going to improve upon in the future, one of which is the ramp at the firehouse. Those guys have to be aware that that has to be a regular part of their route. We appreciate Mike Neal coming in and taking care of that for us that day, but that shouldn't be our expectation.
Right.
So that's been addressed, and we missed some cul-de-sacs during the event that became more work to dig out once the event was over. I actually took the loader out one morning to clean out one of the cul-de-sacs in Cable's Mill. That loader top-end speed's about 15 miles an hour, and it tends to have a hobby horse effect when you're driving it at 15 miles. It was no fun. It was no fun at all. But we want to get the roads cleaned, and in that situation, usually with a regular snow event, like I think tomorrow, we're going to get 1 to 2 inches. You can drive in 1 to 2 inches. When the snow's a foot deep, most cars don't have a foot of clearance underneath. So those folks could not get out. And we just need to do a better job with that. But the guys were out nonstop, a lot of hours, a lot of miles, a lot of salt. So
Did we do beat heat again this time, too?
we did, but it was so
Too much.
cold that we only treated the hills. The best thing we did was not putting down salt during the event, and that allowed us to not create a layer of ice at the bottom during the cold temperatures. So most of the snow came off fairly easy, just there was a lot to push off. Yep.
It was heavy.
We went to the River Ridge Homeowners Association meeting, and we asked them, Barry asked the question, how did we do? And we got a very good rating from there. So we haven't surveyed the whole township.
But that was one of the subdivisions.
That would be a tough one.
River Bluff Drive was not cleared for the first 12 hours.
Oh,
And that's not acceptable. So we have to make sure we hit every street with an event like that. Again, 1 to 2 inches, not a big deal. 12 inches, it's a big deal.
big deal. Do we have any fire or police issues with getting around?
We did not.
We did. We had the engine chasing the medic unit on every call, so we had extra people there to dig out sidewalks, help with pallets.
I had given the chief all the phone numbers of all the personnel that were going to be out on the road, so that if in the event they got to a site that they couldn't get to, our guys would have been immediate to respond to come out and get it
Okay.
cleaned out for them.
Chief, you put out a report on where the warming locations are,
Warming centers.
warming centers.
The libraries.
The library.
Yes, our library.
Do we know if anybody takes advantage of that?
I don't know if anyone does in our community.
Oh, is that in Bellbrook?
Yeah, that was one of them. The locations were throughout the county.
Right. But the one closest to us was the library.
Yeah.
How many, would you guess, how many warming centers did we have in Greene County on that list?
Like 14-ish, I would guess, somewhere like a...
Amazingly, at that time, I heard a report on WLW, the governor of Kentucky announced that there would be 82 warming centers across the state of Kentucky that would be open, and I thought, holy smokes, you gotta go a long way to get warm.
Are they open 24/7? That I wasn't sure. It didn't say the hours of the warming centers? Okay, I wondered that. So it would just be the normal operating hours of the...
Well, I think-
of the
But that's
library.
overnight, it's for overnight more than anything.
Is it, it is overnight? Okay, that's, I wasn't sure about that, so that's good to know. Be like a slumber party at the library.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Gotta like books.
Okay, yeah. All right, anything else for fire? All right, let's move on to police.
Nothing to add.
For the official record, do you want to go ahead and say, I know you mentioned at our work session what Daniel Rogers, what training he's going to be going through, getting ready to be our SRO, but now that we have someone from the school board here, could you update us again? Just let us know
On the
that.
3rd and 4th of March, you have Alice training, the SRO 40-hour class. I think it's in June, July. We have him enrolled in that already. And Mike, what's that, the other event on the 7th?
The seminar on school safety?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Hilliard, Ohio. It's a 4-hour seminar on
Yeah,
school safety.
and he's enrolled in that. Actually, I'll probably carpool with Mike and Lon.
Great, okay. All right, thank you. All right, roads and services, anything more? I was curious, does the state of Ohio give any extra allotted funds when you have such a major snow event? I'm sure this is very hard on the roads, and we're going to have, more
They
damage
don't.
than usual.
They don't. There was some discussion of an emergency being declared nationally and statewide. In that case, there is reimbursement for overtime for those hours that we can submit to, I think, FEMA. But I've not been able to verify that anywhere. So we're still working to see if we can track that down.
Okay, well, let's look into that, that would be good.
So Barry, how many hours did you put in?
Day 1, I was out 12. Day 2, I was out 10.
That's a lot of hours to be out there plowing.
Well, the guys put in more than that.
And we appreciate it, and that's, I know your salary, so you didn't get any additional pay, and he was out. I think we got to make sure that he takes some time off that's appropriate for the time that he...
I'm good.
You good?
Thank you. Well, let me ask.
Oh, wait, now he's thinking about it. He said he's good. You are?
You said it.
You said it.
I think,
You've already said you're good. And
I think dinner's on the table right now.
We thought there'd be a trip to the Bahamas, but if you're good, we're all right.
Okay. All right, IT, and I do with that, I have a question about the time clocks. It sounded like something was going on with that too, or was it something, I saw something from Sarah, was it not? Key fobs or
Oh, a
something?
new-
The MFA, multi-factor.
No, it was key fobs.
It was
The
key fobs. Okay, so can you talk about that too? I didn't know what she was referring to.
We finally received our new access control system. It's been located on an old computer on top of a file cabinet because that was the only place we could get it to run because it was so out of date and could not be updated. So we did purchase the new system. It is installed. It's working great. It's easier to maneuver within the system. But some of the key fobs that employees had for many years weren't recognizable by the new system. So we had to swap those out. That's what the email was about. Multi-factor authentication starts right now. It's actually installed on the administration computers. We will move to the police, fire, and roads over the next 2 weeks. Right now, we have 45 out of our 90 accounts have gone through the authentication sign-up process. If those employees try to log in, they're not going to be able to log in once it's up and running. So we have asked the chiefs to help to get these folks signed up and get them ready to go. And so far, we still have 45 people outside of this building that have not done that. So if you guys can help try to grease those skids and get that moving, we'd like to turn that on. That is part of the House bill that takes effect in July, that we get this up.
We are required to get
Yeah.
this done.
So that's where we're at with that.
All right, trustee reports?
Do you want me to go?
Yes.
Oh, on January 8th, I went to the Greene County Health meeting over in Xenia. It was actually their board meeting, but their annual meeting is March 17th. And Barry, I sent you an email.
Yes, on
Yeah.
the Board of Health.
Yeah, and then That and just attended the HOA that we've talked about earlier in the meeting tonight, and studied my fire merger book so I would have a better understanding, so when we all meet. I'm actually anxious to hear everybody's perspective on it. So just, Fred says, always look at the numbers, so I was trying to look at the numbers, so. But yeah, I think that's all I have to report right now. Let me make sure. Yes, I'm good.
I went to an event at Sugar Valley on Saturday, Play for Pain, and I will tell you, that is a charity organization for people that have had brain injuries of some sort, whether it was some sort of catastrophic kind of situation or some sort of birth kind of piece. And I will tell you, they do a terrific job. And they had one person after another coming up and telling their story, including Mark Sigmund's son doing that story. And I will just tell you, that is an outstanding event. I was very impressed with that. I did go to the Greene County Regional Planning meeting as it was, and got a firsthand peek of that, and anxious to see who the new regional planner is going to be. So, do you know who that is?
I do, but we're not saying publicly yet.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when he showed up at the meeting, but there was another event that was canceled, so he was out looking for a meeting to go to.
As
Go
the
figure.
alternate.
Okay, as the alternate, yes.
I thought that was appropriate.
All right. I am ramping up with Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission, so I will be the new representative on that board again. So we are meeting the first Thursdays of each month for that. And I'm continuing with Greene County Regional Planning Commission, and we are hoping to have a new executive director in place very soon. So he's been interviewed by both the county administrator and also vetted by the executive committee. So they have agreed, and we actually let the staff sit in on the interview so that they know who they'll be working with. And I think we've got a pretty good candidate for that. So hopefully we'll be back up and running in that regard very soon. And then this week, Wednesday through Thursday, I think all of us up at the head table here are going to be at the Ohio Township Association Conference in Columbus. So we'll be at the Columbus Convention Center for that training. And Jody will be getting her, all of her sunshine law training and all that good stuff to get started here. So that's all.
I actually needed a presenter for sunshine law. I was going to ask Barry for something else, but I found an attorney to do it, so, for a whole nother thing, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping they had somebody up there to do that for now.
Not there.
Oh, you had a
The
different
newly
situation.
elected, yeah, the newly elected for the member cities for MVCC, I needed an attorney to present
So it's
sunshine
not
law.
township business.
No.
Okay.
Some townships do go, but yes. Anyways, but.
All right. Anything else for the good of the order? All right.
Good.
Okay, we'll move to item number 6, public comments, limited to 5 minutes per person, agenda-related business only. So is there anyone that'd like to speak about the agenda? All right, Marvin?
Marvin Moeller, 3614 Middle Run
Oh,
Road.
can you hit your microphone, please?
Hold on.
Thank you.
Marvin Moeller, 3614 Middle Run Road, Sugar Creek Township. We talked about before, and I sent a list and a note to all the trustees about the history of the fire department. And I hope you guys read that and understood how we got to where we're at on the fire department now, because it used to be the Sugar Creek Bellbrook Fire Department until after the political split. Then the city of Bellbrook wanted to have their own fire department instead of being operating with Sugar Creek Township. So I just want to know if you read through that, and I just want to know from each one of you trustees, how much commitment do you have to making sure that Sugar Creek starts running the fire department again? What's your commitment to it?
Well, I will say, to at least sort of explain the situation, when we were at like the Dunkin' Donuts event, we were able to talk to a city council person, and we're understanding individually the city council members are interested in talking about this initiative, but we're not seeing Bellbrook as a whole even wanting to talk about the discussion. But from our understanding, talking individually, I think they're in favor of it, but they think that Bellbrook should be in control and take over the department if it were to be looked at. And part of what we did at our work session today, where Trustee Kramer went through all of the percentages of how many employees we have, what our budgets are, how many calls we have, it's clear that Sugar Creek is much larger. We have a much bigger department. We have more employees. We have a larger budget. So that would certainly need to be looked at, and I think that there's no disagreement with us that we are the larger department and doing more for the community as a whole.
And Marvin, you sat through the work session, so you know that I looked at what the numbers were just to go through the document and ferret it all out, but more importantly, what are the scenarios? And the scenario of Bellbrook running the fire department of Sugar Creek Township is the most expensive scenario. We're better off doing nothing than having Bellbrook do it for the two reasons. Number one, they have to purchase the buildings that we own because the fire chief's document says the only way this works is if we use the Sugar Creek Township buildings. So they would have to buy those. And then the second piece is the additional equipment that they have. In the police officer's report, it was $1.75 million for a ladder truck, and then they had another piece of equipment they were buying. But in talking to some of the council members, that number was really more like $2 million for the ladder truck. If we were to merge, they would not have to buy that. So if we merged and we were one community, Bellbrook and Sugar Creek Township together, okay, we could save this community, in my opinion, significant amount of money. Now, I've not gone through and done the detailed layout, but the layout that I went through, it shows that either stay the way we are or Sugar Creek Township run the fire department. And those are the only ways that, or the third scenario is the only one we can save any money.
If I may, Marvin, real quick.
Sure.
I want to make sure there has been, you use the term merge, and it wouldn't be merging what we're talking about. We're talking about Bellbrook would contract with Sugar Creek for the provision of services. And the only reason I bring that up is because merger has been an issue in the past that was not well received in this community.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
am I
Well
correct?
taken. You are correct.
Okay.
Scenario 3 is Bellbrook would contract with Sugar Creek Township, and according to my preliminary reports, Bellbrook and Sugar Creek over a 5-year period could each save $6 million. So, not a merger, but Sugar Creek run the fire department.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts, Jody?
No, I didn't receive the emails. Okay.
What was that? I didn't
Oh,
hear you.
I didn't receive the information.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you yet. What?
I didn't receive whatever information you sent to them. I don't have it, so I don't have any comment.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we got a commitment that, Sugar Creek's going to be back with the fire department again, like we was in the past. Thank you.
Thank you, Marvin. All right, anyone else? Okay, Jim?
Jim McGinley, North Point Court, and I appreciate all the roads crews that were out. But just kind of an admin thing, the report for this month is exactly the same as last month
For the road department?
for the road department. So
That's interesting.
unless they picked up the same dead deer and coyote.
Thank you.
That is not good, okay.
Well, they do a lot of things the same.
Should have an update.
Well, they were
probably.
driving around.
Yeah, they
maybe had
plow
to
the
get
roads
those
the
things.
same way.
Anyhow, but just as a point of order, maybe if they have an update for that, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good catch.
If we did pull the wrong one, we'll make sure the packet's updated on the website.
It's dated February 2nd.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right, anyone else? All right. Okay, we'll move over to consent agenda items, which includes the payment of bills, the minutes, resignation of fire department staff, authorizing the township administrator to enter into the purchase of a 2026 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor for the police department, the declaration of excess property, and transfer of appropriations for the roads and services department. So are there any things that you want to break out or talk about before we look into that?
Rich?
Yeah, just, let's say, item D, which coincides with item F. So the appropriations, there's no increase in appropriations for the request to purchase the truck that Barry alluded to earlier in the work session. So those appropriations were part of the year-end temporary.
That's the transfer, though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll get to that,
Okay.
but the funds, again, that we're transferring, were already appropriated. No new appropriations for any new funds. You already saw that as part of the budget, the temporary budget. So what we're doing is moving from one line item to the new one on the purchase for the equipment to allow the potential to purchase that truck. So those funds, we budgeted almost $1 million with anticipation that the purchase of this vehicle would be in those funds. So the remaining was for paving, and those come from the gas funds, permissive motor vehicle license tax. So
we got plenty of money.
we've kind of been holding funds for that, and they've been appropriated. So again, I just want to make that clear, there's no increase in appropriations for what we're proposing to do this week if we find a truck.
Okay, wonderful. And I guess the shaking for 10 or 12 hours, that was enough to think we need a new vehicle.
It was an expensive 12 hours.
It was expensive.
Now he wants a new truck.
Now he wants a new truck.
Actually, I drove that truck the last snow event, and it was just as bad.
Okay, it didn't get any better, okay.
No.
Okay, with that, I'll make a motion that we accept all of the consent agenda items together.
That?
Okay. Did you hear her? She had.
Oh, I
Who was the second?
Me.
Okay. Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Mr. Stephanie?
Yes.
Ms. Putterball?
Yes.
All right. And then for discussion agenda items, we have a update to the personnel manual about compensatory time accumulation policy. So you wanna
Yes, so again, we talked about this a little bit earlier. The contractual employees, the employees who are union employees with the township, are allowed to accumulate up to 100 hours of compensatory time by contract. That's police and fire both. The non-union employees, which is the road department, the administration folks, are not permitted to accumulate more than 48 hours. And we'd like to marry that up so that it's a level playing field throughout the township to the same policy of 100 hours.
So to be clear, are those hours that they save, so when they go to retire, like if they don't use
No.
them?
No.
Okay.
They're
So
just,
what is?
they
Yep.
use like vacation time or
Okay,
personal
so you can
time.
use it however
So you
you
use comp
deem, so
time when you
it's-
take time off.
Gotcha,
and
okay.
you know, it doesn't get deducted from your vacation bank.
The
Okay.
key is, it's always subject to departmental needs. So, had one of the road guys who came in to talk to me about it, said, I'd like to be able to take off other time and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, keep in mind, if we know snow is coming this week, like if we know snow is coming tomorrow, if you were to ask me today, can I take comp time tomorrow? It's probably going to be a no. Sorry, but that's departmental needs. But otherwise, if nothing's going on, we're caught up on projects that are not necessary and key for the next day's work or whenever that day is you're asking for, yeah, we're going to grant it. Now, they do have to ask off so many hours in advance, typically. And I clarified for him that, let's say, because we had a problem with this many years ago, a road worker comes in and he says, hey, I'd like to take 4 days at the end of this month and go to Florida. And you grant that. And we have snow that's coming that week, that last week, at the end of the month, we don't cancel. their planned time off at that point. Once it's approved, it's approved.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Does that apply to salaried and?
We don't get
We don't
overtime,
get comp time.
overtime.
Okay, gotcha, all right.
That's why Barry's time was free.
Yeah. Free's a bad word.
Just want to
Excuse
make
me.
sure, but yeah.
Free's a terrible
Okay.
word. It was costly.
All right.
What's their vacation time? How does that work for
2
the,
weeks after the first year, so,
And then it increases, I think it's 7 and
7,
14 and
Yeah.
21. And
yeah.
I think it's in 7-year increments.
All right, well, with
And
that,
the other one is the authorization for me, as we talked about earlier, to enter into an agreement to purchase a truck at the conference. We're hoping there will be one on the floor, ready to go. Otherwise, we have to wait a long time to get one.
Makes sense.
since they're listed separately, I presume we're going to do 2 motions, though?
You can do one to approve them both.
Okay. Well, I'll entertain a motion to accept both discussion agenda items.
I second that.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Mrs. DeStefany?
Yes.
Ms. Puterbaugh?
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. We got it.
We got to back up.
We have a
We gotta back-
motion.
no, let's back up
motion
and
a
cl-
second.
let's
So I-
back
I
up and
made the-
clarify.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept both discussion agenda items.
I second that.
There we go. Thank you.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Ms. DeStefany?
Yes.
Ms. Puterbaugh?
Yes.
All right. Okay, next we will move to public comments limited to 5 minutes per person, township-related business only. Donna?
Donna Hellman, 3981 Windy Bluff Court. First thing is, I'll be sending something,
Yeah, we're getting feedback, I don't know why. Okay.
okay, thank you. I'll be sending out an email to everybody, but just wanted you to know that our Eagle Rise HOA meeting is on March 18th here at the Township Building.
At 6 o'clock?
7.
7 o'clock.
We open, we have something about 6:30 or so if you want to come early. It's more or less just for the residents to kind of,
March when?
Socialize.
18th.
So 6:30 then, or 7 for us?
7 is the meeting. That's when you guys need to be here, but the doors are going to be open before that. Okay, I saw in, Barry, in your report, I was talking with a developer at Feedwire and Clio Road, and I had a conversation with Kara after I had a couple of the residents in my neighborhood call because MI Homes is running an ad.
And they're out of, they were looking at that property, but they're not interested anymore.
But they're running it, and it says 2026 Feedwire Farm at Clio and Feedwire.
That's Feedwire Farm next to the middle school. They are one of the builders in that neighborhood.
I'm sorry, what?
The new subdivision going in on the west side of the middle school.
The
Right,
Feedwire
I know
Farms.
that.
They're one of the builders in that neighborhood. That's what
Okay.
they're advertising.
So
Feedwire Farm.
can they correct the directions to it?
I sent the lady an email, I can try to follow up.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling, they say they're putting in a development at Clio and Feedwire.
I'd have to see.
And that building's starting 2026, and I'm saying it
Yeah,
can't
it's
be, there's
definitely
nothing
not
there.
accurate.
Yeah, it's not.
Definitely not accurate.
If that's what it
but-
says, it's wrong.
Yeah, there's like truth in advertising, and this sure ain't it.
And it's tough because a lot of real estate websites pull things from a lot of different places in the internet, so it's even sometimes hard to track down the purveyor of the inaccurate information.
Where
to
it
get
came from.
fixed. So we'll do our best.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because I'm getting tired of having to listen to people because, they're like all irate. There was another thing in the minutes about a roundabout meeting, Feedwire and Clio with stakeholder.
Yep, that's right.
What is a stakeholder?
A stakeholder is like the township, the police department, the county.
Adjoining property owners.
Adjoining property owners,
Yeah, here it is.
folks that are potentially going to be directly impacted by the project.
Okay, all right. So this is just another step. It's not approved, they're still doing fact-finding up at Greene County?
So she's got funded this roundabout, for Feedwire and Clio. So this is sort of the process to build a road project starts with this first stakeholder meeting. Then they'll talk about, okay, these are the issues that we're having at this intersection. These are the potential solutions for these issues. And then the engineering firm that they hired will go back and they'll rate the options and the alternatives and come back to the stakeholders with a preferred alternative. And then they'll move forward to the next step of actually building. So it's just part of every process that the engineer's office follows when they are the sponsor of a road project.
They did talk about that at the Wilmington Pike I-675, that meeting, and what is being proposed with our county engineer is we eventually, what we would all like to see is the bridge over I-675, our Feedwire Road, to have that bridge be widened, but right now there's not money for that bridge to be widened, so our county engineer has gotten funding to put a roundabout right at where the traffic light is, if you're headed westbound towards that bridge, to put a roundabout there so that it would be continuous motion instead of having to stop and turn. And she's thinking that will reduce traffic incidents there and be a good temporary fix, but we still know that in the long run, that bridge is going to need to be widened.
Is this to be just westbound?
No, it would be a full
be the
circle,
whole way,
so,
okay.
but yeah, I guess I was just trying to give you the perspective of which side of the bridge it was on. So, yes, so before you hit the bridge, if you're heading out of
And
Sugar
the other
Creek,
way with
yes.
Clio coming around on the eastbound side?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. But that's still going through, and there's going to be options. I'm to understand, there will be options coming back from
There are
the...
options that will be discussed. They talked about doing better timing on the traffic light as a potential option. They talked about a number of things.
Okay.
So the engineering firm will evaluate all of the accident data, all of the countermeasures that they could do, and come up with a preferred alternative.
Are those meetings open to the public or not?
I don't think so.
They're not? Okay.
That would be a question for Stephanie's office, because she is the arranger of that meeting.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But as I mentioned, Donna, our March 16th work session, we'll have Stephanie Golf edit, and I'm sure that's going to be a topic of discussion there. So you're welcome to join us for that. All right, anyone else? All right, Jim?
So, Jim McGinley, North Point Court. And first of all, I want to thank everybody that you open every one of our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer. But as you also know, this year, we celebrate the 250th anniversary of our nation, the greatest nation on earth, founded under the fundamental belief that our individual rights and freedoms come from an almighty God, not earthly realm rulers. This year, it's fitting that we recognize our nation's creation and values by reflecting on thoughts, words, and wisdom of the Founding Fathers who had the foresight and moral courage in establishing our nation, our independence, and this constitutional republic form of government. So I'm just going to do a quick read out of something here for everybody that you've probably heard this before, but this is out of the Declaration of Independence. It says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed." And if you've read it, it goes on to kind of talk about all of their grievances. But the other part of this that I thought was just pretty fascinating when you think about this, the people that signed this understood that when they signed it, they were signing not only their arrest warrant, but also basically their death warrant. And so they conclude it by saying, "And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of a divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." And unfortunately, some of these people actually did lose some of those. So I really bring this up more as something to think about. I don't know what the township has in mind, or if they do have given any thought to that, But I just offer, there's a cool little book that's out there that's a pocket guide to the Constitution of the United States. It has that in there, and also the Declaration of Independence. And I just wonder if it would be worth a thought to get copies of that and have that made available from Sugar Creek Township or to various organizations or the Sugar Creek Maple Festival. And I think it would also be interesting that you all talk about branding. Well, this one I got happens to have a little sticker on the back of it that says, "Compliments of Buckeye Firearms Association." So what if there was a little sticker on there that said, "Compliments of Sugar Creek Township"?
I like that idea.
So I just offer that to you. I know that you've put things out in the lobby here and you donate to different activities, but I just wonder if this year might be a good year as a township initiative to try to get a copy of this in as many hands of the township or other people as possible.
And to follow up on that, Kara, I know there's money from, I believe, the archives people, the 250th, because we talked about that at the last meeting. So we applied for a grant.
Did
So
not
there is-
get it.
Okay, so we do not have money for
But I
that.
can look into whether or not there are additional funds available. I can look at what you
Okay,
said.
because I think the new one just opened up in February, so
All right,
that, so I
will
think
look
there's a
into
new
it,
round.
And we could potentially
Gotcha.
request grant
Okay.
money to fund the books, to purchase the books and the.
Okay. And as an update, I'm on a countywide committee for America 250th, and we are planning a really neat initiative. So if you have not attended Sheriff Scott Anger's Flag Day ceremony, which is June 14th, they burn generally 3,000 to 4,000 flags at one time, and they're just stacked over and over and over on top of each other on a big metal wire, and it is the most impressive flag burning ceremony I've ever attended. So we are augmenting that to have a America 250th celebration, and usually they will have a meal for veterans beforehand, but this is going to be open to the general public, and we're hoping to have some reenactors and actually highlight Nathaniel Greene, who is where we come, Greene County is named after, just to have some historical background. And I think they're thinking bouncy houses for the kids and that sort of thing, too. So food, some kind of free food available besides hot dogs and that sort of thing. So we are hoping to make it a big celebration in the county, too.
Good, good. Yeah, and again, I know budget is important to everybody, but the people that put out this little handbook, they have a new edition that is specifically for the 250th, and it contains additional information with facts and figures. And I know money is important, but I heard about a donation that was made last meeting, that for that donation, you could buy 5,000 copies of this book.
Almost enough. That's enough for every household.
Oh.
Yep.
So maybe not
Good
a
idea.
big amount of money. Maybe there's other things we can partner with. I think there's somebody from the school board here,
There is.
because I also
Mr.
happened to
Kinsey over
read
there, yes.
in this book in the back,
Yes,
Maybe
they
the
seem
school
to have
board-
lots of money.
yeah, maybe the school board would be interested in this, because I didn't realize in 2004, Public Law 108447, Section 101, was passed requiring the following. It basically says, on September 17th of such year, the students served by educational institutions that get federal funds shall hold an educational program in the Constitution of the United States. So it might be neat for the school board to go put a copy of this into every one of our kids' hands. So maybe there's some
Okay.
partnership
Can you
there, too.
pass on the information where you were saying that you could order it from?
Just give it to Kara.
Okay, okay, yeah, I guess, okay.
All right.
The
Yeah.
more you buy, the better the price is.
Okay, all right, well, thank you for that.
Anyhow, thank you.
All right, okay, Mr. Mueller.
Marvin Moeller, I still live at 3614 Middle Run Road in Sugar Creek Township. I just had a couple questions and a couple things I need to get kind of clarified. I know tonight was talked about, and sticking with what his theory is, freedom of speech, our First Amendment rights. I heard tonight that somebody wants to try to maybe limit what we could say up here to the township trustees. in this committee. I hope we just keep everything exactly the way it is, because that's the way our government's always ran, that's the way we should always run, especially in a campaign when they said, "I'm ready to serve with integrity and ensure every resident's voice is heard." That's what somebody put in their campaign literature down there, so I can't believe someone would try to go against this, of not being able to hear our voices in the township, and that when we have an issue to go. And when we get talking about integrity, one of the things that really been bothering me for a while, and when I was a township trustee, I got approached by somebody and got a complaint about trying to cash a check that was not cashed by the bank. And Kevin Price sent me a copy of the check, and it was for $25,000 and $25,200. And I want to know, did the check ever get cashed out? Did the money ever get going? This happened 2 days before Jim died. This check was trying to be cashed. And I don't know, did it ever get done? Whatever happened to it? What happened to the whole process? Did the money stay in the account? Did the money get drawn out of the account? Does anybody know? So I know the township didn't really take over anything until after Mr. Martin passed away, and then the township became the executor, basically of the, partially with the account. And then after everything went through the probate court, the whole process, how we ended up with having to do all the assets and all that stuff. I was just concerned about this check, if anything ever happened with it.
Yeah, I think we'd have to get back with you. Given the timing, we're thinking that might not be township-related business because it was before the township became involved with that.
Just as a township trustee, I got calls about it, so it became
a township
business
issue. Gotcha.
When I got called about the concerns.
Okay,
So
we
I'd
can
like
get back to you on
where all
that.
that went to, and why that was done just 2 days before Jim left us. He was uncoherent at that time and all that stuff. So I'd just like to find out what went happened.
Gotcha. I do know all of the trustees at the time received a copy of that from Mr. Price, so thank you. All right, Denise?
Denise Moore, Napa Valley Drive. I sent y'all an email about the prayer issue. And I once again want to represent people in our community who are non-Christians, who are non-believers, who may not be happy that prayer is happening at this meeting. For me, it's a personal matter. My faith is personal. I don't believe that it's part of government. I don't believe that it should be a part of this body. It's not part of the agenda. It's not in the minutes, so I don't understand. So I'm still asking you to reconsider, because there are people in our community that are not Christian. And I don't think this body is representing those people well. So will you please reconsider?
Well, I don't know if this is the appropriate time to discuss that or not, if we want to come back, but
You don't have to discuss it tonight. I'm just reminding you that I sent an email. I didn't get an answer. So I was thinking maybe it would come up at the open session.
Yeah, I guess we did not talk
tonight.
about it at work session, but, yeah, why don't we get a formal response to you about that?
Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not downgrading prayer. There's a time and a place for prayer, for sure. I mean, if we have some horrible something going on in our community, certainly, it's totally appropriate. But I just don't think it's part of government. And I don't think Christian pastors at every prayer at this meeting is appropriate for our community.
Well, it is, as you know, we're scheduled by the Ministerial Association, so it is the conglomeration of all the churches in our community. So we don't specifically
But they're all
target
Christian.
any one church, but yes, As you know, our founding fathers were Christian, and we have, "In God We Trust" on our money, so some of us feel strongly about that, but...
I understand.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Dennis.
So would you feel more comfortable if we wanted to keep the prayer, but did it before the meeting?
Which we did do tonight.
I saw that you did it tonight. I paid attention to that.
She has yet to hit the gavel to say
It wasn't part of the
meetings.
agenda, and it's never been on the minutes.
Correct.
But I mean, if you could change it up and have other religions represented to represent the other people of our community that are non-Christian. And then you still have non-believers. And so how do you deal with that? That's why I don't think it's appropriate.
So I want to be careful how I phrase this.
Okay,
'Cause
please.
I don't want to offend you, and you know I don't intend to.
When you start like that.
I'm trying to understand how the believer has value when we value the non-believer more than the believer.
I'm not saying that we are valuing one or the other.
Well, but to do away with it because the non-believers don't believe diminishes the value of the believer. That's my opinion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got your point. I got your point. I don't have
I'm not
any
trying to be
state-
argumentative. It's a very difficult place to land to please everybody.
Well, yeah,
get that.
and so don't do it.
Well, that's unfortunately.
You never did it
But
before.
unfortunately, not doing something in an effort to try and please everybody never works. Never works.
You never did it before, for years.
Well, there was lots of things we didn't do for years.
So in an effort to find some middle ground, having non-Christians pray here besides Christians, and having the prayer before the meeting, would that find some middle ground with you?
Yeah, and that's what I asked for before, was to make sure that we had equal representation out there for the different groups of people that exist in our community. I mean, I think that there are,
Define equal.
Well,
okay, let me take the word equal out.
I mean,
Just say
that's
fair,
tough, right,
okay?
fair, okay.
And representation.
Yep. And I have reached out to a good friend who's Indian and asked him to talk to their temple to find out if somebody would come. I've not had a response.
so I think we should table this
Yes. Yeah,
and
let's.
discuss it, but I wanted to understand from you some middle ground that we might be able to get to.
Well, I mean, that's why I've been up here talking about this.
I know that.
Because I want the community represented. You know, that's where I stand.
I understand.
And I just never believed that prayer should be part of government anyway. I don't believe prayer should be part of this meeting. But if we're going to have prayer, let's make sure that we have good representation to represent the people of the community.
All right.
Well, thank you for your comments, and we'll take that
Take
under
that on.
consideration and to table it for now, though.
Go up.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Come up. You have to come up.
Can you come to the podium,
Come
though,
up.
please?
Pledge,
Yes.
one nation under God. Does the pledge have to go too?
No, I don't believe that. No.
Okay.
And that should cover it, because it's already part of it.
That's a point.
Anyone else? Okay.
Always forget his name.
Mick Higgins, 645 Carpenter. Since I spoke out, I figured I'd get up here and actually go on record and
Thank you,
thank you
Nick.
for
Okay.
answering the question, because it's a slippery slope, because our pledge does mention under God. So we talked about the Constitution. The Constitution states that there is a freedom of religion, but not a freedom from. So, but I agree, to try to incorporate everything becomes very difficult, because what do you recognize as religion and, but by our township. But since I'm up here, and we've got this pulled up, I did want to point out that the sugar maple leaf is missing from our
Our groundhog.
logo.
I
It's a
know.
groundhog.
Right, and I'm going to corner the trustees here because there's no shadow. With said groundhog.
Okay,
There
Mick,
was really too much
that is a
snow.
good one.
It's going to cost her $100.
Position of Sugar Creek Township is we are not having 6 more weeks of winter.
Okay.
There we go.
So Sarah usually does this, and I think that's like an anti-customer
From the road
appreciation
department.
award. Yeah.
I've said it for many years, Sugar Creek Township is where the sun rises every day.
Not on Groundhog's Day, 'cause we don't want any
No.
shadows. so.
So we got some good news for you.
All right, thank you, Mick. Yeah.
Nick, I think you'll be excited to hear this. You know what week this is, don't you?
Say Olympics, say Olympics.
The Winter Olympics begin on Wednesday. So we have an eagle, a bald eagle, that lives on the Little Miami River and flies through the neighborhood. Jim, I'm pretty sure you've seen the bald eagle.
Time out. I'm going to stop. Do you have a picture of this eagle?
I do.
I need you to send it to me so we can feature him on Facebook in advance of the Olympics.
Okay, I will send it to you
Continue.
this evening. So, with the Winter Olympics about to start here on Wednesday, and this pet eagle that we have, it's appropriate to
Now it's
name
a
him.
pet,
Please?
it's a pet eagle?
Pet eagle.
It's a pet eagle. It's the community's eagle. It's the Bellbrook Sugar Creek Eagle. And so, I called Jeff Stewart from the Park District, and he officially has agreed with the name that we came up with. Eddie the Eagle.
Ooh, right, thank you. That's
Eddie?
what I said too.
Eddie the
You got to be as old as Fred,
So, do you know who Eddie the Eagle is?
remember?
All you old
We must all be younger
The
than you, Fred.
The United Kingdom has only had one ski jumper ever qualify for the Olympics. And after 3 days of jumping, he never landed once. He was the worst jumper ever. And on the last day, he landed. It was still the shortest jump in the history of ski jumping. And from that point on, they named him Eddie the Eagle. And with the Olympics coming on Wednesday, it is a very appropriate name for our pet. So, Nick, I hope that helps you.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mick.
Once upon a time.
Whenever she types these minutes, yeah.
Thank you, Fred.
I knew you'd appreciate that. I'm sending you the picture.
Excellent.
All right, any other public comments? Okay, all right, thank you. We will move to trustee and staff discussion.
Looking forward to the OTA. Specifically, I'm going to try to learn more about roundabouts and more about marketing. And marketing is going to be my number one focus.
I do need to reach out to either you or Barry about what time, but I'll do that later for when we, yeah.
And we're all going to get our picture taken there?
Yes, yeah, they're doing official photos.
And your
yes, with our
green,
accents.
wear your green.
For what?
So the trustees can have, we do the newsletter and their pictures are in there, updated, consistent.
You need one too.
Where's that at?
That's all I have.
It's at the conference, they're doing official photos, so headshots.
Okay.
All right, any staff discussion?
No, man.
All right, with that, the time is 8:13, and I will make a motion that we adjourn.
I second that.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Ms. Stephanie?
Yes.
Ms. Pooterabaugh?
Yes. Meeting adjourned.
Don't forget